it's okay to tap yourself on the shoulder or pat yourself on the back and say you're doing an awesome job, but it's also okay to not be doing an awesome job and to recognise that and to know that you need to do better.
I should be in a position where I'm perpetually generating this amount of money per month to throw it over here. And what I see over here are problems, but there's already solutions in this space. I don't need to reinvent the solution, it's already there. I just need to help fund the people that are already doing the good things that they do.
See, here's the thing, you can have the talent. In other words, you can achieve and be a high sales performer or whatever it is that you're doing, but that does not necessarily mean that you are an abundance mindset. You can have tons of money going in, but also be going through your fingers and going out the other side just as fast.
Okay, team. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this podcast. We're in real life. We've come from the land of Zoom, and we're in real life. I can see eyeballs looking at me, a nice man eating some chips, and my kids are off somewhere doing something naughty with my FPOS card. But we are here celebrating, well, Māori Pacific. We're here celebrating business. Tonight's topic is to talk a little bit about how do you take that great idea and transfer it into something that you can, go off and do something with. But we want to quickly introduce our panel, and over tonight's show we will be inviting other people to talk and be part of this kōrero. Can I just start, let's start with Stanley, and let's work our way down, and let's just say hello and where we are and what we're up to.
Cool. So my name's Stanley Henry. I'm the director of a company called The Attention Seeker. This is our offices that we're in tonight. And one of the founders of the Nesian network.
G'day, my name's Kristen Harper. I'm all three of us are founders, so I don't really need to point that out. I'm the director of Harper Consultancy, and tonight we are going to be asking some difficult questions around money and challenging our audience a wee bit. So really looking forward to this, because I think this is something within Māori and Pacifica we don't really talk about too much. So it'll be interesting to see where this conversation goes.
Yeah, definitely.
Kia ora everyone, my name is Peter Pirihi. I am the co-whakahaere of Patu Media, a small to medium enterprise Māori media agency that it's been running since the end of 2018 up until now, and one of the third wheel of the Nesian network. So yeah, kia ora.
Awesome. Well, thanks, fellas. And can I just start with the Nesian network and, a little bit like things where people don't know what to do with things. How did you guys come up with that? Why is it so interesting to go into the business space? I think when we talk about putting people in boxes, we don't necessarily always tie business to our people, but definitely it is, and it has been and it will be. So let's just give a little kōrero for the Nesian network.
Yeah, good. So the three of us, including and our other founder, Indy, we kept seeing each other at networking events. We were just talking to each other on LinkedIn and whatnot. And every time we went to these events, we realised that there wasn't many other Māori and Pacifica people at these events. And if there were, they weren't speaking up. They weren't talking, they weren't discussing, they weren't networking. And the four of us felt that we had something to offer to help teach and encourage others to do more in our community. And so we talked about it for months, and we kept on getting busy. Life, right? You're running businesses, life gets in the way. And then COVID happened. And then the four of us sort of jumped on a Zoom together, and we said, what are we doing? Why isn't this started? We've got all the time in the world now. Let's bring these people together. And so we did, and we, just pulled it together out of our, there. And good save. But what it was to do, especially over that COVID time, was to have a support network for Māori and Pacifica businesses and professionals, right? We had a lot of friends losing their jobs. We had people struggling to pay rent. We had all these people in our community that we wanted to bring together, give them a support network, and try find a way how we can not only support them, but actually help them flourish and grow throughout this period, right? Actually, how can you promote yourself to the community at large and come out of this COVID experience actually kicking massive goals? And so I guess for me, that's why we got into the spot.
For me, it was an opportunity for myself to actually work with Pacifica rather than always Māori. Well, not necessarily always Māori, but coming from a Māori organisation that I was employed at previously to starting Patu Media, where I was at Whakaata Māori Television. it was all about the tikanga, kaupapa and so forth, right? So I felt that the Pacifica space and my friends, especially my friends who are actually in business, they needed an outlet and a platform to be able to launch as well. And I wanted to actually include us both so we can obviously launch together.
Yeah, so I think right at the start it was that sort of like-minded stuff as well, and I think with all three of us, we really sort of I guess push things a wee bit. We want to, we all want to be successful, and having each other to talk about the goals and push each other. It's been a real I think for all of our businesses, we're really starting to grow from that. And last year when we started talking, there's a lot of other networks that are around the country, Māori and Pacifica, but we felt that they're all in silos. So we want to be that one that's going to be that conduit that's bringing that all together, because New Zealand's a small place. And three reasons we created this is, number one is to connect and collaborate. So connect people up and actually help people collaborate, because I think sometimes when you have these networking things, there's just that pressure of if I need to go and talk to somebody. So we want to sort of take those barriers down, help create new business opportunities. So through the conversations that we're having, talk to people about if I see that you're talking about this, you need to be talking to so and so, and we're going to help you assist in creating those opportunities. And lastly, to celebrate success. I think Māori and Pacifica, we don't really celebrate success. There's nothing wrong with talking about being successful, and I think the more we can get together and we can all bring each other up, we're all going to be successful. And as the main reason is creating that is just getting people together and just being authentic, being open, being transparent as well, and then just from there, just seeing what we can do.
So I invite our audience to, think of questions. If there's something that pops in your mind, do jump up, and we do want this to be collaborative. I'll pick up on that. Why is it so hard to celebrate success, Stan? Stanley, why is it so hard? Why can't we get up and shout from the rooftops that we're awesome?
Yeah, look, for me, and these guys will probably laugh, but for me it's not hard. I can. I'm all for it, and I always have been, and I guess that mentality that I had, I wondered, why did I have that, as opposed to a lot of the other Māori and Pacifica people that we went around and we met, and a lot of that comes through just life experience, right? When you hit rock bottom in life, there's only way is up, and I've definitely been down in the bottom, so I've never really, every win I have, no matter how big it is, I'm let's go, this is awesome. I say stuff like, oh my God, I got all the green lights today, every single success I can get, I'm good. And then when it comes to money, I never grew up, I never really had that perception of money being something taboo not to talk about. And it's really weird, I left New Zealand for 12 years and I came back, and I didn't realise what tall poppy syndrome was until I got back here. And when I moved back here and I realised that it was a Kiwi thing, I was like, what is this? Why isn't everyone just happy to be successful? And New Zealand is one of the most amazing countries you can live in. And yeah, we have our problems, but do we have our problems compared to 90% of the world? No, they're much worse off than us. So I was always wondering, why aren't we much happier? Where has this tall poppy syndrome come from? And as I went through our journey and we started to talk to people, I found that even in the Māori and Pacifica, it got even worse. That tall poppy syndrome was even worse. And anyone who does speak, and even in my own families and stuff, my family, my brothers actually, and things like that, money, you start talking about money and there's back chat straight away. And I think that for a lot of our communities, I think that's a big problem, why we can't speak up, because if you're successful, everyone wants to chop you down, right?
Right.
And for me, that's been a massive eye-opener, because I didn't know it beforehand. And so I thought I was coming home, but it's almost like I came back to a new country that I never thought I'd seen before.
Do you think it's a safety mechanism where if you just chop it down, you don't have to go out there and lay it on the line?
Yeah, for sure. I watch a lot of Gary Vee and his story about there's two ways to build the biggest tower in town, right? You can build the biggest tower, or you can pull all the other ones down. And I think for a lot of people, it's easier to just pull all the other ones down, and because they don't want to have to put in the effort themselves to build the biggest tower. And so I think for a lot of people, it's if I pull everyone else down, then I don't look so bad.
Yeah. And Kristen, is that what tonight represents? Like, is the professionalism, having a good time, but we can say whatever the hell we want because this is us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the more you get around like-minded people, the more opportunities you're going to create. And like Stan said, we've grown up with, I think a lot of it comes from our parents and that as well, the way they've been brought up as well. And we've always had money in our house, but we've always just had enough. So me growing up, I've always been able to make money. I've just never really been able to keep it. And even when I got into sales, when I become pretty successful, I didn't want to tell anybody because I just felt stink about it. And I'd tell mum and dad because I was really proud, but I just didn't want to tell too many people because I thought I'd get judged. Whereas nowadays, man, I don't give a stuff. And I think the more we can all start to talk about that success, the more success we're going to create. And this is that space where we really want to encourage that, not be one of these networks where we just go along and talk, have a drink, and that. We want to challenge you. We want to challenge each other.
Well, and look, what do we do in real time? Everyone's got ideas here. Everyone's got grind and hustle. What does it take? What bravery does it take? Is it literally saying everyone's got permission to shout to the rooftops that we can do this thing? I don't know. Sometimes I think we think it, but we don't say it, right? So look, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back in a sec, brother. And let's take a break. Let's have a bit of a chat, and we'll see what we get up to in the next segment, eh? Awesome. I need that audience clap. No, don't. And then I'll edit me in telling a joke. So then I was like, whoa.